And it's just like, and what really upsets me about all of this is after he said this and he said they're all haters, he went back and after everyone was like called him out on it, he said, "Oh, I was joking," which that is just like you cannot do that. It's and like you can't get away with it, and like it just sucks because it's just like, oh, then that's like makes you devoid of responsibility. It's just like, okay, no matter what I do, as long as I say I'm joking and no one calls me out on it. Or if no one calls me out of it, then I'm serious. But if someone calls me out of it, oh, I'm joking. It's just like that's just such a cop out. And just like he needs to like take responsibility and just own up and just like, I guess I mean, and it's just like you gotta understand. It's just like not everyone's gonna like your game, and you need to accept that. And it's just like for me personally, I'm not a huge Gears of War fan. I understand that it's a good game, and I understand a lot of people like it. But for me personally, I'm just not that into it. So I mean, like, a lot of people can recognize that a game's good without enjoying it, but, and then it's just like, it's just like, another quote that I thought was really funny, though, was, that Jim Sterling also said was that it's like someone gives you 9 cupcakes, or 8 cupcakes, and then you have all these cupcakes, and then you look at the person, and they're holding one, you're like, and you're not going to give me the one in your hand as well? So it's just like the good old cupcake analogy. It's just like you have 8 cupcakes and you're upset because they didn't give you another one. It's like you need to calm down. It's just like so the good old cupcake analogy, and I think that will be our title. Will be cupcake analogy. But anyway, let's just that's it for that. So we're gonna talk about some new releases this week. FIFA Soccer 12 is coming out this Tuesday. Look for that. Really exciting. Other than that, it's kind of dry. There's not too many really good things. The Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection is coming out, which if you're a fan of those games, you can get those and you can play them in HD on the PS3. So that's really cool. If you were a big fan of those games, which I really liked that series. The Shadow of the Colossus was like such it was just very I don't know, like classy, like the way it's just flows and the way you're riding your dragon and like the fact that they don't speak English, it's just like I don't know, it's like a very good and the art style is like really good, so definitely worth picking that up. I think I believe it's only $40, so if you're into that, if you like those, not if you're into that, but if you do like those type of games, you should definitely pick that up. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing really else worth mentioning. But so we're gonna move into what a segment we have here that we usually do every week, but what games we've been playing. So Ryan, what games have you been playing?
This week I've been playing Madden. We're continuing the season, so each week we play one game and we keep track of our stats, and it's been very fun. And every game we've played has gone into the fourth quarter. We've been tied, and then the last 2 games we played went into overtime, and the game was decided in overtime. Right now my record is 1-2. So I've lost 2 and I've won 1. So it's
Dude,
been
you can do better than that.
Dude, I know. They're so close games. Like every little bit makes a difference. So it's been very fun with that. And then another game is League of Legends. It's actually not working well on my computer for some reason right now. But I've been playing it on my friend's computer, and it's a very, very fun game, and it's fun to play with friends too.
Okay, awesome, dude. Very fun. I've been playing actually. My lineups, one of those games are the same. I did play League of Legends. Like I said, just trying to get better with some new champions. Apparently I was figuring out how they're doing the Dominion beta is what it is they let people play it for an hour on different servers. So that's how that works. So, So if you're lucky enough to be on at the right time, which they don't even do it during peak hours, so it's like 7 in the morning. They activate it and then it's off, so it's kind of weird. It's like very luck of the draw to see if you get in or not. So unfortunately, I have not been able to play it yet. But hopefully, I have seen a lot. Like I did see a lot of people playing it when I was in Seattle. They were demoing it there, and I sat there and watched it for like half an hour. And it's just like it's a very long game. But it is not as long as the original one, as the straight up tower attacking. I don't know what you would just call it, just MOBA, the original style. It's not as long as that. I think the longest I did see was a 30-minute one, because I remember walking by and then coming back an hour. Like I was watching it for 30 minutes, but so it's like kind of having to backtrack here because I want to explain this because how do you know the longest one was 30 minutes? Well, because I got there and one had just ended and I watched for 30 minutes and then it was 30 minutes. So That was the longest one I saw. But there were other times where it takes a while to pass through there, and I was like passing through, and I'd be coming back and forth, and I would still see the same game going on for like 15 minutes, and then I'd just see it end. So a lot of times I saw like middle games. You can usually tell where the level is by what level the players are. You can usually tell how long they've been playing, but
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I don't like lose all my credibility. It's like you're making this up. It's like no. The longest one I saw was 30 minutes, of course, because that was the only one that I watched fully. So it shouldn't be as long as the other one, but
yeah,
should still be fun. Looking forward to that, yeah. So we're gonna mention our 5-star reviewer, which was actually sorry. Before we even get to that, we do have a listener email question. It was from Andrew Biederman, and he asked, what are some games that are cheap and don't require a continuous online connection to play? So, Ryan, do you have any ideas on as to what?
Yeah, totally. Just something that comes to mind are just going back to old school games. Like old school games you can just are so much fun. I recommend Command and Conquer, Red Alert, specifically Red Alert Aftermath, which is an expansion on Red Alert. It is a super fun game. It is solid. It's free to try from CNET. You can just download it from CNET. And that's a demo that it's a pretty big demo. It works. You can get tons of playability out of it, or you can buy the game and it's like $2 tops. It's a super old game. Mm-hmm. Be warned though, you have to run it in Windows 95, 98 compatibility mode.
Oh God, I hate doing the compatibility mode.
It is super frustrating. So if you are on Windows 7, there have been some success stories and some not, so you got to be careful with that. If you're on Windows XP, you can run it in compatibility mode. So just heads up with that game specifically. But in general, old school games, I recommend. I mean, Age of Empires is a super fun game.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Mm-hmm. And they're cheap. They do not require an online connection to play. You can go through, and the campaigns, they spent so much more time on campaigns back then, I would have to say. The good old days, but not really. But really, they put a lot into the single player stuff because that's all they were anticipating. They weren't really meant for multiplayer as much. So, anyways, I would recommend old school games. Don't require a continuous connection and a ton of fun.
Okay.
What about you, John?
Me, I would recommend Trine. Trine is a cheap game. I think it's like $20 on Steam. It's occasionally on sale. That game is actually really fun. It has some good replayability because you can like go through a level and each time you can go through it a little bit differently. I mean, sure you can go through it the same, but if you wanted to try like going through a level and only using the wizard, and I mean obviously that's not always the case because you do have to switch. But if you want to like solve more challenges using the wizard, you can do that. So that's really cool. I'd recommend that because that does not require an online connection to play. So that would be a cool one. And then another one I could recommend would be like The Witcher. Like The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Because that game is long and it doesn't require any internet connection to play. There's actually no DRM if you buy it off GOG.com. Which also, speaking of like GOG.com, they have so many classic games that you can just buy on there for $5, $6, and just play them. And like they don't require an internet connection unless they're multiplayer, which I don't think most of them are. And then like another one would be like. I'm pretty sure the Fallout series doesn't require any internet connection, like Fallout 1, 2 off GOG, and then 3 and New Vegas like don't require an internet connection to play. So I'm sure you can play those too. So those are just some good ones. They're not super cheap. I mean, Fallout New Vegas is cheap now. Fallout 3 is pretty like they're reasonably priced. They're like $30-$40. But if you want really cheap, check out GOG.com and look for some games that you're into because that's like you're gonna get some good deals there. And then Trine. Trine is definitely a good one. So. We're going to mention our 5-star viewer. We actually had one, a new one, which is really awesome. Super, super excited.
Yes, thank you, guys.
But his name was Elias, and he said, I'm trying to do this on memory because I don't have it pulled up, but we did read it last night. But his name was Elias, and he said his friend Eric told me, he's like, hi, guys, my buddy Eric told me about the show, and I think it's really cool. Keep it up. You guys, it's a very awesome show. So thank you very much to you. You get a shout-out, and that's just, like, super cool that you would you gave us a 5-star review. So tell your friends about it, and like I definitely want to like it definitely makes it worth doing because like I mean there's been several times where like we'll get lazy and we'll be like, well, I mean, it's not like, I mean, we can miss a couple weeks, not a super big deal, but now it's like, as long if we have people that are expecting us to put out shows, then we'll definitely like try and get a more rigorous schedule. Where we're actually going to schedule our next one is going to be on Thursday around 9. Hopefully do then. We're going to do it live, and then so we can just do it, and then you guys can come in and at 9 and hope to see us there. So we want to make a schedule, and we want to definitely like, if this is what you guys want to see us doing, then let us know and definitely give us some feedback. You can leave us feedback at wasdcontrollers.com. So definitely we want to hear from you guys. So it's really awesome that you left us 5-star review, and definitely like that's very awesome. So thank you, Elias. We hope to hear more from you. So I mean, if you have any questions you want to send in, we'll be more than happy to answer them. So we're going to move on to shout-outs. So Ryan, do you have any shout-outs?
My shout-out is going to be to girls who play video games, because today when I played League of Legends with Steven, his girlfriend was playing League of Legends with us, and she's quite good. So that's my shout-out. That's pretty cool.
Dude, nice. That was really cool. Is this the girl that was in Israel?
She was in India.
India.
Yes, on a missions trip.
Nice. And she's back and they're happy?
Yes, things are going
Dude,
very well.
Tell him hi for me. And
I will.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to going up and seeing you a bunch during the winter.
Yeah, dude, it'll be awesome.
But anyway, my shout-out this is going to go to Megan Kelly. She's a very awesome person, and she, of course, is my girlfriend, and she's very supportive, and it's just like it's very awesome to have her in my life, and she's very like sometimes she'll like roll the eyes and be like, oh, you're just doing the podcast, but a lot of the times she's like, she'll listen to it, and she always gives me good feedback, and it's just awesome to have her around and just to be supportive, and so yeah, I'm very happy and very lucky to have her. So shout out to her. And definitely, if you listen to this, then I'm going to tell you to listen to this. So you're going to listen to this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you a hug after you listen to this. And so you can come up to me and be like, hug. And then I'll be like, oh, you listen to my show. So hug to her. Very happy. So we're wrapping up. You can find the blog at wasdcontrollers.com. You can follow me on Twitter as @PrisonBeast. Be sure to join the Facebook group, WASD and the Other Controllers, and like the Facebook page. If you have any questions, you can send them into questions@wasdcontrollers.com, and we'll read them on air, and it'll be awesome. So if you want to be up to date, be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review, and definitely tell your friends. So it'll help us get noticed and spread the word. So if you have any concerns or you want to have some input, you can email us at feedback@wasdcontrollers.com. We love to hear from you guys. We'd love to hear any feedback to make the show better, or just like if you like have any preferences, just let us know. So until next time, we hope you guys have a great week.
Have a good night, you guys.
All right, keep on gaming, guys.